Blessings and abundant grace to you and yours this glorious and happy Saturday morning. I pray that God's rich and abundant blessings truly are flowing into you and out of you, because that's what ministry is all about. Today, we get ourselves ready, mentally, physically, and spiritually, ready to meet the Lord in a radical worshiping experience with Him. He is so awesome. He is so great that we need to have an anticipation and a participation in our worship that He is going to be in our midst. God bless you, and I pray you're going to be there with me tomorrow. Several years ago, we were worshiping on a Sunday night, and there were about 35 of us, and this country music star comes strolling into the worship center. He had seen our cross on our building, and he said he just was drawn to it because he knew that the gospel was going to be shared. And so he settled down into one of the chairs, and I knew who he was. And people asked me if I was going to ask him if he would sing, and I said, certainly I am. Well, aren't you embarrassed that you're going to ask him to sing? I said, no, why would I be embarrassed? Anybody that came into the doors of our church that I knew could sing, I would invite them to sing. And so I walked over to him and I asked him if he would care to share. And he said, well, if you've got an extra guitar, I'd be happy to do that. And so he sang a song for us. As we collected the evening offering, he sang and we worshiped the Lord as we gave our tithes and our offerings that evening. Well, as fate would have it, people were pretty angry at me for not letting them know that he was in the building. Well, it's not my responsibility to let them know when a famous person comes into the building, because the most famous person of all people is in the building all the time, and he should always be our focal point of worship and our attention. So I don't apologize for not telling people when a country music star comes into our building. I don't apologize for that, because Jesus is always in the building, and he's supposed to be our focal point. And we shouldn't come because there's a country star. We could come because this King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, is in the building. God bless you today, and get ready for a radical encounter with God tomorrow. And if a country music star happens to show up, I'll ask him or her to sing. But if you're not there, I'm not going to call you and let you know that they're there. So come to worship the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, because he is our only focal point. God bless. Have a great day.